Cartoons that aren't for kids. When should kids watch them? What would Brian Boitano do? South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. Written, directed, and starring Trey Parker and Matt Stone. The 1999 film takes the animated cartoon show from Comedy Network and allows it to become unfiltered and take on many of its critics. The movie takes on censorship in a hyper-satirical fashion by pitting Canada and America in a war over television stars. Terrence and Phillip make a movie using foul language, and the kids from the show start using bad language after they see it. With this being said, when should kids, yes, older ones, be introduced to this satirical comedy? The biggest reason this movie has an R rating is for its foul language. South Park starts with this artistic use of bad language early and doesn't let up the entire film. I say artistic because I believe it is. Language is used in this movie to make a point. Yes, it is abrasive and in your face, but it is supposed to be. The main point is that we can say all these horrible things because we live in a country that has the right to free speech. Parker and Stone probably think it's ridiculous for them to be villainized for using bad language when violence is promoted freely and isn't penalized by the rating system. Language for me is one of the lowest denominators for determining when my kids should watch a film. The unique combinations and the amount of language used in South Park isn't for a young audience. But I don't see any reason teens or preteens should be limited. As long as they are mature enough to know not to use it, or when not to use it, I don't see an issue. The movie also has some animated breasts, along with a hilarious sexual relationship between Saddam Hussein and Satan. I personally love this aspect of the movie. I think many teens could enjoy the funny take of having Saddam dominant over Satan. But any younger, and I think the joke will probably go over their heads. The joke is also a little dated, since Saddam is now truly dead. There is also animated violence in the film, with people exploding and catching on fire. Nothing in this movie is for a young audience, and the violence falls right in line with the rest of the film. It is animated violence, but it is still graphic. It is not something I would want a younger audience exposed to, which is one point the film is trying to make. Violence gets a free pass, while language and sex are judged harsher by the rating system. When can kids appreciate the biting satire South Park throws at society? The main point the movie tries to make is still relevant today, maybe even more so. The plot brilliantly has Cartman save the day by using foul language. Combine the satire with making this film a musical, and I think an older audience is more likely to appreciate the nuance the film has. Yes, the plot is simple. Terrence and Phillip make a movie using bad words. The kids see the movie and start using the language. The moms of South Park create a group to get Terrence and Phillip banned because they don't like what they're saying. This causes Canada to defend their countrymen, and the film escalates until both countries are at war with each other. It is a totally off-the-wall story, but it works within the world that Parker and Stone have created. Some of the best scenes are in hell between Saddam and Satan and the relationship they have. It isn't a hard story to understand, but the full weight of what Parker and Stone are trying to get across needs to be viewed by an older audience. As far as the actual story, there isn't a barrier. It's what the film is trying to get across that's important. The language of the film doesn't bother me, but making sure my kids understand what the message is behind the film, that's important. For me, I think an appropriate age range for when a kid should watch South Park is anywhere between 13 and 15 years old, depending on the child. Kids of this age would have been exposed to any of the language found in the film, and they should understand some of the satire found in the movie. This is one I want to show my boys because of how much I enjoy it. I still laugh at many of the jokes found in the film. I know I still probably will have to wait a few years before they can fully appreciate it though. When would you let your kids watch South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut? When was the first time you remember watching it, and how old were you? Comment and let me know. Like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Thanks for watching.